Hello viewers, we are Harborside here in the middle of Connecticut. This is the Connecticut River. We're looking at a nice, cool, crisp day, and in this part of southern Connecticut the foliage will probably peak next week. There is one boat out there, as you can see. I am going to zoom. Russell, welcome. There's also one big cruise boat here for people that like to go out on dinner cruises, and occasionally on the weekends they do lunch cruises. I'm going to turn around and show you that. For now, I thought we would follow that boat. It's a very small motorboat out there. It is chilly to be out boating, but I'm sure whoever's on that boat is dressed appropriately. So you can see the foliage across the way here in Connecticut has not quite turned yet. I'm also going to show you this cruise boat right over here. It is called the Lady Catherine. It does dinner cruises, and it is right here in Middletown, Connecticut, and sails all the way down to Old Saybrook, or I probably should say motors down that way. I don't think there'd be any dinner cruises today, but I'm going to walk over, and because I'm walking, I might not see all your comments. It is very windy here today. I did have my mic covered. I'm going to try to cover it again. Wonder where I left it. I'm not sure what you mean, but again, that bridge over there will take you from Middletown, Connecticut over to Portland, Connecticut. So thanks, Russell, for inviting people. And so it's a beautiful, crisp day. I travel down to Middletown once a week to teach a class here. And the traffic on the road today was very light, so I got here early. And I had, hello, tutor. So I had just enough time to stop here at Harborside and share with you the nice weather we're having today. It's definitely getting to be colder. Summer is definitely over. And I'm going to come down to the cruise boat there. I'm going to keep it portrait for now. And then there goes that small motorboat right there. You can see there is a launching site over that way. There's also a whole bunch of sailboats out that way. Hello, Jennifer. How are you doing? So down that way, there's probably about 20 sailboats that are all docked over there. But I thought it'd be interesting to walk over to the Lady Catherine. Yeah, the sky is beautiful. We have these nice cumulus clouds. So, thank you for sharing that. Yes, hello, Jennifer. Blessings to you too. Let me kind of come down a little. There we go. Very, very windy. So you might see, I'll show you, the leaves are all blowing here. So we're going to take a walk over to the Mystique Lady Catherine Cruises right here. Again, it's not going out on a day like this. It's stocked up. But this would go out on weekends for dinner cruises, and I would imagine also for lunch cruises. I've never actually been on it myself. But I know a lot of people that like to cruise from here. There's also a canoe club over here. Let me back up a little bit so you can see it a little better. And then I'm going to walk over to where the canoe club is. There's also a restaurant here. So it's a very nice scenic place. I'm going to walk back in this direction. And so again, this is Middletown, Connecticut. I don't quite know if the map showed that clearly in terms of location, which I did have on. I'm going to zoom a little bit. Yes, it is a beautiful day, Jennifer, just beautiful. Definitely getting chilly though. I'm sure it's much warmer where you are. So let me just keep walking a little bit. Walking on the sidewalk. I almost tripped there, but I'm okay now. So there is right there a canoe club where they do catering and do serve lunches and dinners. It's not open right now. The map shows it's Middletown. Well, that's where we are, and that's Portland on the other side. Again, this part of Connecticut, we're pretty far south in Connecticut, even though it's called Middletown. And so the foliage has not yet peaked here. Very windy though. Yes, it's hot. Oh, I'm sure it's pretty hot there. Actually, right now I probably wouldn't mind it. Definitely is jacket weather. It is, yes, there's many sailboats down that way. None of them are out now. It is very windy. If you went out on a sailboat right now, you'd go really fast. So there is a dock right here. I'll show you that, a wooden dock. And this is for the people that are going out in canoes, because that is a canoe club right over there. Nobody's going out in canoes today. It's a little too windy and the water is starting to get cold. So I'll walk down a little bit further. And again, as I'm walking, I might not be able to see comments. The boardwalk here is a little bit irregular. And my hands are actually cold, believe it or not. Let's see. No, it is not your mom, if that's what you mean. Okay, so again, I'm walking. It's going to be a little bit bumpy as we're walking here. I'm going to see if I could, hi Sandra, I'm going to see if I get some foliage out that way for you, some of the colors. But again, it's very green in this part of Connecticut still. And I teach a class here in Middletown every Tuesday. And I got here a little early, so I thought I would just show you some of the Connecticut River down here. The Connecticut River flows throughout the whole entire state. Hello. Whoever just joined, that looks like Sandra again. So it flows throughout the whole entire state, all the way down to Long Island Sound and up to Vermont. So even though it's called the Connecticut River, it goes all the way to Vermont. The foliage in Vermont has peaked, and actually here in where I live in northern Connecticut, the foliage has pretty much peaked. And because it's gotten cold and windy, I wanted to come down here and see how we're doing in the southern part of the state. But it looks to me like the foliage here will not peak till next week. But it's still very pretty with the sailboats out that way. That would wind you down the Connecticut River. Eventually you'd probably get to the Long Island Sound and to some other very scenic towns here in Connecticut. I could turn it landscape for a little bit, or some of you prefer maybe to call it horizontal. I'll try that and see how it looks. And there you're getting some nice scenery. Very, very windy though. Okay, I'm going to walk down a little further. It's easier, let me just kind of do a little pan though. Sorry about that, I'm going to do a pan. Okay, the audio's fine, good, okay, but it is very windy here. I actually have a scarf around my neck that is probably covering up the microphone a little bit, and that's probably helping. So there is a bridge right over that way, and on this side we have Middletown, and going over that bridge we would come to Portland, Connecticut. They're a very scenic town. And again, there are some more boats docked up there, Harborside. Those are mostly motorboats that we're looking at. The wind is blowing fiercely right now. Okay, I'm going to come back in this direction. This way, the wind is behind me. If I face in the other direction toward the bridge, the wind is coming right into my face. So I'm going to walk down a little bit here to where the canoe club is. As I said, it might be a little bumpy as I'm walking. I'll try to keep it on those sailboats for you. I'm actually turn it back to yes, it's a beautiful day out here. Very cool, very crisp. Typical fall day. And again, because the foliage hasn't turned on that side there, in this part of Connecticut, I'm turning it back portrait. It's still very green out that way. We'll see next week what it looks like because I'll be here next Tuesday as well. So this is where I come every Tuesday. I teach a class in one of the high schools here to teachers. And so this is where we are. And that's why I'm here sharing this with you. And I have about another hour and a half till my class starts. Hello, Connie in Georgia. So as I was saying, it's very windy here in Connecticut today, very windy. Hope you're doing well, Connie. I've turned it portrait because I'm walking on a boardwalk right here. I'll show you, this is the boardwalk. And we are right now, I'm coming to where the canoe club is. And I'll actually show you a sign here. It says Connecticut River Cruises. Right there, let me turn it landscape. And this is the dock we're on. And there's one of the cruise boats right over there. That is Lady Catherine Cruises. And it goes down the Connecticut River. Primarily does, I might be doing an evening cruise tonight because it is docked there. Although it would be very unusual for them to do it on a Tuesday this time of the year, but somebody might have the boat rented out for the evening for a special event. Because I've been down here before on Tuesdays and I've never seen one of the cruise boats docked here. At this time. So it is very, very pretty, really, with the bridge out that way. And we have some seagulls in the scenery here for you, several of them. And the clouds really have a little bit of pink in them. I don't know if you can see the clouds have pink colors in them. Hey, John in Scotland, welcome to the Connecticut River in Middletown, Connecticut. This is where I teach every Tuesday. And the traffic was so light, I got down here way too early. So I thought I would just kind of stop here at Harborside and if my hands don't freeze scoping, just share with you some of the Connecticut River in this area. Again, they do cruise boats right here. This is where we are, Connecticut River Cruise Charters. And I'm right on the dock, and I'm going to come down this way where some of those sailboats are docked out. I'm going to actually walk around the dock, and I'm going to walk to the other side. It looks like there's more sun on that side. I might warm up. Oh, Tudor, I'm really looking forward to some of your scopes. So here is, again, I don't know how well you can see it, but that is it's a restaurant right behind me. It's very windy, and my hands are getting cold. It's getting to that time of the year, it's getting harder and harder to scope outside. But very, very pretty view out that way. I'm going to try to zoom a little. There you go. You can see the sailboats that are docked out that side. They're going down toward what we call Old Saybrook, Connecticut, which is a really beautiful town. All the towns along the Connecticut River here are beautiful. It's a great place to go boating. If you were out sailing today, you'd probably be going very fast. The wind's right behind me. I'm going to come down this way. This is a private dock ride here. It's connected to the canoe club. There's some dining out here, outside, but nobody is dining there today. So there's some small boats out this way, some small motorboats. Hello, Tony. Tuna. So again, there we go, looking at those sailboats out there down the Connecticut River. I'll hold it there a little bit. You can possibly see some of the foliage is starting to turn there. There's also a house up there on the hill, which you could probably also start to see. So again, I believe as you enter the scope, it showed that we are in Middletown, Connecticut. And apparently Middletown, Connecticut is in the middle. Hello, Tony, Tuna. And by the way, I should point out some people to follow on this scope, one of which is Flatfish Tuner, Tony, who's in Ipswich, England. And hopefully it's not as windy there as it is here. It's incredibly windy. And I'm trying to see who else is on here. I just got some sun. I have to move out of the sun. So I'm coming around this way. I'm trying to get out of the sun. I'm trying to get into a spot here where I could read the comments and see who's still with us here. So there's a whole bunch of you here. I could see on the bottom. John is here in Scotland. That is Mick John that Tony is talking to right now. I could tell that he's still here. I'm trying to see who else. I believe Tudor is still here. Here we go. Seagulls coming by right now. I didn't quite get it on the screen for you. So I'll be here for a little bit, just kind of relaxing before I go teach. I've been teaching a 4.5-hour class tonight. I teach classes on social media to teachers. So that's what we're doing tonight. Let them know in advance before scoping. Oh yeah, that is a Tudor right there that just texted in. Tudor is in Romania, in Transylvania. So he's probably the only person we know that's scoping from there, so it'd be really great. The marina, the area I'm in right now is public, but if you had a canoe here or wanted to use the dock, that is private. So this is a canoe club, but it's also a restaurant, and cruise boats do go out from here, and that is public. So the cruise boats that go out here are dinner and luncheon cruise boats. I know on Sunday they do a brunch cruise, and it's very popular. As I said, I've never done it. I don't live in this part of the state. I'm just here to teach a class, and I usually leave my house early because I never know what the traffic is going to be like, but there was very light traffic today, so I got down here in very quickly. And so I had a little extra time, so I thought I would show you the Connecticut River. And yeah, it's really beautiful, just beautiful. You can see the sky is covered with some clouds, but it's still really nice. It's just very, very windy. So I'm going to probably close down the scope. I think I'll just walk you back to the other side, show you the bridge, and show you where the cruise boat is. It's a small cruise boat. Again, it's just for dinners and lunches. It's really an entertainment type of boat. So we're going to come back down that way. You are going to see the bridge in the distance there. It does make for some nice. There's actually two bridges there. I don't know if you could see a bridge behind it. That bridge behind it is closed to traffic, and then this new bridge, the bright silver one, is the one that vehicles can go over. Behind it, that old iron bridge that is no longer used. A new bridge was built. So you're very welcome. Thank you. I'm going to walk you over to Lady Catherine. I'm a little bit zoomed. I'm going to zoom out. Again, I'm walking directly into the wind. I hope my phone doesn't blow away. So we'll walk down that way a little bit. And then I'm going to start heading over to where I'm teaching because it is a computer-based class. I have to get all my equipment up and ready. I'm trying to get that seagull for you. There it goes. Okay, so this is the area I'm in now is a public area, but if you were to launch your boat here, it is private. So this is Connecticut River Cruise Charters that go out of here, harbor cruises. There's sunset cruises. I don't know if there'll be one tonight, but they do sunset cruises, dinner cruises, and special parties. So they might be doing one for a special party this evening. Because again, it's a Tuesday. It's a really strange night to be doing a dinner cruise. I'm not sure I'd want to do one today. I think it'd be really cold. We have not yet had frost in terms of in the evenings. Is that a bar? Yes, it's a. I'll turn around and show you it. There you go. I don't know how well it's showing up because I'm standing right next to it. It actually looks like a ship. You can see the portholes right there. So it used to be called the Harborside restaurant, but now it's called the Canoe Club, and I do believe it's open to the public. Okay, so the Lady Catherine Cruises, that of course is open to the public. So we're going to come down there, and I don't think they're setting up for a cruise tonight, but we have a whole bunch of seats. There's also a small park here. I'll just show you. There's a small park here. A few weeks ago when I was here, I saw people fishing. There's nobody fishing here right now. Not at all, but sometimes I do see people fishing here. So again, cruise boat there, as you can see. Not much happening with it right now, and the bridge out that way. I'm going to probably scope down. I'm going to have to go set up for class tonight, but I want to thank everybody for stopping by here on the Connecticut River. And I know some of you are coming in from Europe, so I know it's evening there. So I appreciate you stopping in, and thank you. You're so welcome, tutor. I will see you on Twitter and hopefully on Periscope. And it's so great to see everybody. And I think there's somebody there that is new to me, so I'm going to try to figure out who that is before I close down. So that looks like somebody whose Periscope name is just Jay. So good to see you, Tony. And thank you, Flatfish Tuner, who is Tony. We'll see you. I'm trying to see if I get a seagull coming through there. Yeah, a whole bunch of people on here that do know each other. Wildwood Mike has just joined. I'll just kind of briefly tell people that are joining. Again, this is the Connecticut River, obviously in Connecticut, but it goes all the way up to Massachusetts. So I'm going to scope down. It looks like John is still here. If you see McJohn on there, he scopes from Scotland, which, by the way, is one of my favorite countries to visit. Next to England, of course, because Tony's still here. But I spent a lot of time going to school in England, and where I went to school is very close to Scotland. So I had opportunities to get up to Scotland pretty much on weekends. So I do miss it. Okay, I think this might be a good shot to end with. We'll get the boat, and we'll get the bridge there. And thank you. Thank you, everybody. Those of you that are tuning in from Europe, have a wonderful evening. And those of you in the United States, I think some of you are on the East Coast here, well, you're in the same time zone. So, yes, Scotland is absolutely stunning, but so are the scopes you do of Ipswich. I love going to England and to Scotland and going back in time in a way and seeing hello, Michael, just seeing all those wonderful things historically. It's just great. It's been a while since I've been to York where I attended school, but I'd love to get back there and tour around again. So I'm going to close down, and I want to thank everybody for stopping by here at the Connecticut River in Middletown, Connecticut. It's about an hour and a half from my house, so as I said, I did drive down here early to teach my class, and now I'm going to go set up. So we will see you on Periscope. I'm going to just try to get a little bit more of the bridge in for you, and you can see the boardwalk. And I'll give you a chance to say goodbye to each other. So I'll pause a bit here so you can say goodbye to one another. And it's very windy, very, very windy. I don't know if you could tell it's windy on this scope. It's hard to tell for you. I don't know if you could see things blowing. Possibly you could see the flag. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'm usually watching and doing something else. I multitask an awful lot. Okay, bye, everybody. And thank you again. There's some seagulls going over the river there. I'm trying to see if I can get a few of them in the frame. I don't know. Possibly not. There goes a few for you. Okay, beautiful scenery here in Connecticut, and thank you, everybody. I'm going to be scoping down Sydney Harbor Bridge. I think it's a lot smaller than the Sydney Harbor Bridge, Michael, to be honest with you. It's a small bridge that connects two towns here in Connecticut, so it's not as big as the bridge where you are. Actually, it's probably, I'm thinking, it must be about I'm trying to think what time it is there. It sounds like, it is probably Wednesday there already, isn't it? Okay, 6 a.m., yes, on Wednesday, okay. I'm so happy you were able to join. You're up early in the morning, and I love your scopes. I love everybody's scopes on here. Okay, bye, everybody. Goodbye from Connecticut and the Connecticut River and Middletown, Connecticut. We'll see you on Periscope. Peace and love to all. Thank you.